the temple. Now we've gone through multiple steps, entering the gates of thanksgiving, the altar sacrifice, the laver of remembrance, and now before we get to the holy place, before we get to the holies of holies, we are going to enter into the holy place. Now, the holy place and the holy of holies were both inside of a building. Everything else was outside of that building, but inside of the tent. Now we are entering into the holy place. The holy place is where we prepare ourselves to step into the holies of holies. But here's what's crazy, is me and you, we were not welcomed into the holy place. We could not enter into this place. We could only be in the outer courts. Only the Levites and priests were able, so Aaron and his descendants were the only ones who were able to enter into this holy place, to prepare themselves to enter into the holies of holies, which is where God resided. I think it's where God resided. That doesn't sound right, but I'm going with it. That's where God was, because that's where the Ark of the Covenant was. So before they got into that place, they would take communion. They would commune with God. They would burn an incense, so it would send up pleasing aromas to God, and they would change into all white linens. And now these all white linens made them pure before God. But lastly, what's kind of crazy is they would tie a rope around their ankle in case they were to die while they were in the holy place. Nobody else can go in there and get them, because only the high priest could go into the holies of holies. And so if they were to die while they were in there, they would have to pull him out using the rope that was tied to his ankle. Now, I'd tell you this, is these things that, we weren't allowed to go to God, but because of what Jesus did, that is good news. Because of God sending his son Jesus dying on the cross, God's presence is no longer just for the Levites and the priests. It is for you, it is for me, it is for the sinner. We are all not just welcomed, we're wanted. And so we get to enter in to his gates, into his presence whenever we want. We don't have to go through all these steps to make him happy, to make him proud of us. He is. He's proud of us. We don't have to go through all of these things to get right before going to God. We are not sinners trying and striving to be saints. We are saints who sometimes sin. And that's our new identity. Our identity is someone who is welcomed and wanted and always available to go into God's presence. We don't have to first be thankful, sacrifice, remember, wear white clothing, and then we enter into the presence of God. No, we can just go there. And he is just wanting us to enter in with him. So the holy place, what it represented, was a place that you had to get yourself right. You had to prepare yourself and make yourself look good to enter into God's presence. Well, that's no longer true. You no longer have to get yourself right. You no longer have to make yourself look good. If you are surrendered to his son, Jesus Christ, that's enough. That's it. It's no longer, let me change my clothes, let me stop sinning, let me have 2 weeks free of pornography, or sober for a month, and then I'll go pray again. But I can't do it now because I just sinned last night, or I just sinned 5 minutes ago, and so I can't read the word because God doesn't want me there. That's not true. You don't need to get yourself right. You just need to surrender. You just need to open your hands and say, God, I can't, but Jesus, you already have for me. And I'm accepting your payment on the cross as enough to pay my debt. The holy place is no longer in need for us. We no longer need to get right before God because Jesus did that. So we get to step right in to the holies of holies. We get to step right in to the presence of God. Let that be an encouragement. Don't worry about how you are. Come as you are and enter in freely because of what Jesus did for you.